Alright friends, welcome back. My name is Deb Holland and we're going to talk a little bit more about the teaching series, Leaders My Leaders, Your Journey to Awesomeness. Alright, so where we left off last time, we were talking a lot about consequences and the abuse and neglect of power and kind of just what the whole leadership thing is about. So today we're going to follow up on that and talk a little bit about one key truth of leadership, and that is leadership magnifies flaws. So whatever it is that any of us, you have to remember, leaders are human beings. And I know I'm stating the complete obvious there, but let's backtrack this for a second. We are all human beings. So that means none of us is perfect. We all have strengths. We all have flaws. Well, here's the deal, guys. Leadership magnifies those flaws. And when you're a leader, you live in a fishbowl. You're just a little fish swimming around your fishbowl. Everybody sees everything you do. Everybody watches everything you do. That can be uncomfortable, or you eventually just get so used to it you don't even notice it. And you kind of just, your ear and your eye is always on your people, and their ears and eyes are always on you. And it's just kind of the way it is. And it can be kind of a homey, comfortable thing, if you will. But inside that fishbowl, everything about you is seen in this kind of amplified way. So if you've got something wrong, let's take just one example. Say that you have an addiction and you think you're keeping that on the sly, but everybody around you can see it. And that flaw, that very human flaw, is going to be magnified greatly because that is going to become the lens through which people view you. So if you're real up and down and people start to be able to track, say that your addiction is drinking, and when you're in a good mood, things are going well for you, you don't do much drinking, you treat your crew pretty well. And then let's say that you start having things go wrong in your personal life, so your drinking starts picking up, and then you start treating your crew poorly. It's not going to take your people very long to figure out that you have that flaw, to be able to anticipate it, track it, and then every time they think about you, they're wondering, is this individual drinking? What's going on today? What's he or she going to be like today? Think about what a stressful, unnecessary mess that is for your people and your organization, and really for you, because eventually all that's going to come back on you and to you, and there's going to be consequences at some point in your life. But we're going to talk about that throughout the book. But when leadership magnifies that flaw, you're not going to be able to get away from it, and everything about you is going to be filtered through that. You don't want that. You want your crew showing up, thinking about their job, thinking about their career, the results they are responsible for. You don't want all this extra stress and toxic nonsense about, well, what's the boss going to be like today? Are they hungover again? You know, what's going on now? All of that is a distraction and a total disruption to the work environment. It's unnecessary. Don't go there. It's your responsibility as a leader to consistently improve, evolve, and transform. And like we talked about a lot last time, your choices dictate your end result. I'm going to say that again. Your choices dictate your end result. Make sure that you make really healthy, productive choices, because you want to have a healthy, productive work environment. Who doesn't? Well, guess what? For those of us that are leaders, that's on us to make that happen. It's vitally important for people, not just in the boardroom, but in their living room, in their circles out in the community, that when you stress out your staff, when you abuse them or neglect them, you put out this giant ripple wave of awfulness into the world and stress, and that is eventually going to come crashing back on you. So don't do that to your people. Be a positive member of the community. Give them the opportunity to have the best possible life that they can have, because you have your own stuff together. The workforce is really at your mercy, so you've got to have yourself well put together. It's your job to protect those who count on you. The mission will not succeed beyond the constraints created by the weakest leader on your roster. So all leaders need to be on some sort of a self-development plan. They need to be working on themselves personally and professionally professionally. No glaring defects, you guys. None of the, the active addictions, the untreated mental health issues, criminal behavior, any of that stuff that we talk about in my teaching series, and none of that. The immaturity, none of that. Get yourself together, keep yourself together. It's best for you, it's best for your team, best for your organization, best for your family. This is the best. And that's the journey to awesomeness that you need to take. Not this sort of halfway, well, I got the big chair now, so now I can tell everybody what to do. They have to do what I say. No, leadership is not about people serving you. It is entirely about you serving them. And when you finally attain a leadership position, you haven't arrived. Your work has barely begun. So make sure that you build for yourself a solid foundation to just keep growing and growing and growing with and for your team. There's going to be 4 critical areas that we talk about leadership in this teaching series. There's going to be leadership of the self, leadership of the team, leadership of the organization, and leadership within the community. So I look forward to joining you again next time. In the meantime, come on over and join me at debhollandlcsw.com. You can link to my Facebook page from there. I'll see you guys there. Thanks a lot. Take care.